Still a little choppy, but we would like to hear from Detective Mallory today and would call him when it's appropriate.
Okay, thank you. Anything preliminary, Mr. Thompson and Ms. Jennings? Okay, great. Detective Mallory, line up. You face the clerk, raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
All right, thank you, sir. Go ahead and have a seat there. If you're seated, please state your name and spell your last.
My name is Lawrence Mallory, M-O-W-E-R-Y.
All right, thank you, sir. Ms. Taylor?
Thank you. Will you tell us how you're employed?
I'm employed with the Moscow Police Department.
What is your role there?
I am
How long have you worked for Moscow Police Department?
I've worked with Moscow for over 5 years.
If you're 55 or over, did you know you could leave your loved ones with an inheritance of up to
We know that. Hey, y'all. Y'all come in and join the live.
Prior to that, did you have law enforcement experience? How many years total?
14.
Detective Mallory, did you take part in the investigation into the homicides on King Road?
Yes,
And what was your role?
a lot of different things.
But tell us some.
Well, I can ask you about a couple of roles, maybe.
Sure.
Do you do any work with cell phones and cell towers?
I have taken training for cell phone analysis.
Was that one of the roles that you played in this investigation? All right. And the other area that I'd like to talk to you about is the collection of videotape evidence or surveillance evidence from around the community. What was your role in that?
So we gathered a lot of data, a lot of USB hard drives that came in. And at one point, all of that was given to me so that I could copy it over to a server so that we had it stored and backed up.
Did you inventory it at that time? As you got it in, I guess.
No, I have to say inventory. I used the evidence technician to help me book them individually at the time. Right, so the USB had the name of it on it. I would label the folder, what it was, and that came from it.
Did you have any role in verifying the content of the surveillance?
No.
I'm going to have a few questions about that, but I want to talk a little bit more about your role with cell phones and cell towers. So let's start there, okay? What training do you have for that role?
So some time ago, I went through what they say PATC training, which is cellular analysis, and I've also taken classes with CASPs.
The cellular analysis, is that particular to the device itself, the cell phone device?
No.
That is particular to towers?
To the towers and the providers themselves.
When did you take that training?
Well, the CASP, I believe, was in 2019, and then I also did it again last year.
And the CAS that you took in 2019, that was the ENDICAC, is that right?
That was predominantly again, right?
And the CAS that you took last year was October of 2023, is that correct?
Yes.
And that was the actual CAST training?
They were both done by actual cast members. I'm not sure if one was sponsored by the other, but they were both performed by FBI cast members.
And Your Honor, if I can approach.
Yes, thank you.
Detective Mallory, I'm putting in front of you what's labeled as Defendant's Exhibit O, and those are 2 certificates for training. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So the one that's from 2019, what did that cover?
That covered the use of the CASP's software.
And what did the one in 2023 cover?
The second.
Your Honor, I move for admission of defendant's oath.
Any objection?
No objection.
Okay, those are exhibit, oh, no.
Right,
objection.
still sitting there like a robot.
Thank you.
Ooh, Jesus.
Detective Mallory, how many total hours do those certificates represent of cast training?
I apologize, I didn't look, it was a week long, it was actually a couple of days each time. 2 days a piece of paper, you need this, but
I think you're gonna need this, man, because you don't know what you're talking about.
2019 shows 24 hours, 2023 says 16 hours.
Thank you, Detective.
Thank you.
Just got
Detective, you've written some reports in this case, is that correct?
Yes.
I want to talk about two particular reports right now. One is from May the 5th of 2023. Do you recall that report, or should I bring a copy of that to you?
If you'll pull that up.
I can definitely do that.
Now watch how they do this murder case in the RICO, y'all.
Thank you. I'll show it to Ms. Jennings.
That prosecutor right there ain't even stood up. Santa Claus. Come on, y'all, don't start that now. Don't start that. You better read. Excuse me, y'all, I'm sorry. Folk tickle me. Now, what he got to read now? Can you get him, tell him something? Cause he
We have a
can't.
jury next door,
Okay.
just so you know.
That's all about it.
Detective Mallory, does that appear to be your report from May 5th of 2023?
Yes.
And your Honor would move for admission of defendants P,
That's P,
like Paul?
all right? Any objection? Okay, thank you.
Thought she said P.
Yeah.
Exhibit P is admitted, no objection.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Mallory, I do not have a police report for the other one that I want to talk about today. It's one that I received via email today that was written just within the last few days by you, probably. Do you know what report I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what I want to understand is we're talking about documents or records or logs that can be created by a cast viz program. The report that you wrote that I received today, when did you learn about those documents that exist according to that report?
The session logs that I found were from yesterday.
Why did you come to find them yesterday?
I was very concerned.
Okay. And those are things that existed for quite some time, is that correct?
They did.
And when you wrote about your work with Cast Biz in May of 2023, did you document those items?
No.
Tell me what you found when you were preparing for the motion to compel today.
I found session logs that were sent to me from the FBI.
All right. And in those session logs, how many files were there?
I think there were 6 or 7 different items inside.
I wouldn't doubt that the detective didn't have
Did
nothing to do
you
with it.
look at the Cast Biz 48-hour file?
I don't remember if I did. It was on the reception.
Did you look at it yesterday in preparation for this hearing?
I attempted to.
All right.
Oh, he looked at it.
And how about the Cast Biz full log?
I attempted to yesterday.
I noticed in your report that there were several items that you listed. Were those from these Cast Biz logs that you attempted to look at yesterday?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to, you need to speak up a little bit.
They're like he done got, he's
Pick up a little
scared.
bit. Thanks.
There were some files that were in the session logs, there were other files that were not.
Well, let's start with 48-hour. What was contained in there?
There's over 48 hours that was the AT&T records, the original records. And there's a 48-hour session log. I don't know which one they're having.
Let's go with the session log. What was in there?
The appeared to be the AT&T records that possibly were inputted, as well as some JSON files that were probably produced by customers.
JSON files were produced by CastBiz. Is that right?
I would assume that I didn't create those files.
What date were they created?
I believe one was in December, the other was in April.
December of what year?
2023.
And April of what year? Could you tell who created those?
I could not.
How did you get those?
I was provided those via email.
By,
I made balance of it, yeah.
what did you do with those?
I gave them as soon as I realized they were in my possession. I had contacted the prosecutor and gave them.
And that would be just yesterday, is that correct?
Yes.
What did you do with them prior to that time?
They were sent to me. I put them in a folder and I didn't do anything else with them. That's why I forgot them.
Okay, and that was the 48-hour file?
The 48-hour session log, yes.
How about the full file? What was contained in there?
Similar items to the 48.
What is the full file?
I believe that was the second AT&T
Busting y'all.
return that we got via one. I wasn't able to open it to verify it.
That brings up a question for clarification when you say second warrant return. Are you talking about something that relates to BRYAN KOHBERGER?
Yes, there was two warrants that were originally written, one that covered a 48-hour period for the cell phone number, and there was one that was later done for a longer period of time.
And those are what you're referring to as the warrants 1 and warrant 2?
Correct. One for 48 and one for the longer period.
In the report that I just received today, there was reference to a loped bar file. What's that?
It is a file that I received from Agent Balance.
When did you receive that?
You're the person with the
Yesterday.
gun, the person who would do anything to protect the ones you love.
It was
But did you
meeting
know that
yesterday.
you
Y'all
could
know
go to
we
jail
everything.
simply for doing the right
I'm sorry, commercials.
Honestly, the modification or that email, I honestly don't remember. Unfortunately, it was yesterday and I didn't throw this stuff together, so
I told y'all.
So that was one that you just found yesterday?
yes,
Okay.
Told you.
Did you open that?
I don't recall opening it. But if I don't recall doing
Man, answer the question.
How about the cdrs.xlsx file?
Yesterday.
Was that, and CDR, what does that stand for?
all detail records.
Did you open that?
I don't remember if I did not.
Yes, you do. Lying.
Did you open it yesterday?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I was looking for, once I found them, I was trying to figure out how they came into my, my possession. That's what I started to focus on.
Okay. How about the export.kmz file? When did you find that file?
Yesterday.
I had found that one yesterday,
I
Do you know
told
when
you.
that came into your possession?
Yesterday.
some time ago.
Yeah,
Did you
right.
open that?
I believe I did on my laptop.
Well, what did that show you?
It showed me different locations and so forth on and on.
Those three files that we just talked about, along with the CastBiz 48 and the CastBiz full, are those copied so that I can have those now?
Yes,
And you referred to emails. How many emails did you find when you were preparing for this hearing?
either was fine.
Are those included for me to have now as well?
Yes,
Thank you.
Okay,
In the
now.
report that I received today, there was a reference to drawings.json file. What's that?
it was a JSON file that was inside the CastBiz session.
What does that depict?
It's just data that CastBiz would use, I'm guessing, to replot something on the map to actually show the locations or other things.
Did you do anything with that file when you found it yesterday?
I did open that file, yes.
Okay. What did that show you when you opened it?
There were references to two locations inside.
Woo, Oh,
When you
y'all, I'm
open
sorry.
it,
I know.
Does it just say here's two references, or what
That
does it show
son
you?
got me for
open?
the day.
Yes.
Put me to sleep.
Different code, but there is some plain language or plain English, plain text inside of that code that show two addresses.
Did you use that file? Well, let me ask this first. That file that contains code, do you use that with the CAST biz program?
I attempted to load the session file in its entirety and received errors, so I was not able to. That's why I went into the JSON file to see if there was something I could see reference.
Is that file usable?
I'm sure it is somewhere.
What is the restriction for you?
I don't know what restriction is. I don't know what to do with that file outside of, if I could possibly bring it into the CAST is. I tried to pull it in as a combined session log, which is what I was trained to
He
do.
just stumbling.
Right, didn't get that, didn't pull that file.
Is that file available on a Discovery Drive for me?
I did the prosecutor today.
Thank you. In the report that I just got today, there's a reference to another CAST biz session and some screenshots. What is that about?
I believe you're talking about just the regular 48 hours folder.
I don't know. I'm curious.
So that, I provided two folders. One was CAST is, and one was my last name of Maui. That was to differentiate the files that I found that were provided to me, and the folder of the files that I used to create this report.
Okay. CAST biz is the files that you found while preparing,
Correct.
and the one that says Maori is what you used to create your May 3rd report of 2023.
Yes.
Okay, I think I understand that now. In that file, I think your report said you found screenshots dated April 19th of 2023.
Yes.
All right. Does that mean that's the day that you put things into your CastViz program?
That was the day that I made the screenshots themselves.
Okay. Where are those screenshots now? Are those also included on the drive?
Yes.
Okay. And then your report dated 5/3 says that you were asked to examine the record. So I'm a little confused if you had something that you took screenshots of on 4/19, but on 5/3 you were asked to examine the record. What were you doing on 4/19 or before to get those screenshots?
All over the country, we are losing our communities to gentrification. All over the country, we're losing.
Y'all losing a lot.
The date was May 3rd of the report. It's not the date that I asked him.
Okay. What day were you asked to do?
I said nothing except for, I'm gonna guess that it was somewhere around April 19th. That's when the screenshots were created.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Let's talk about that time frame then and what you did. Did you actually use a CastViz program at that time to create something?
Yes.
The CastViz program that you used at that time, and we're talking about springtime of 2023, we'll call it April for now, if that's fair. What training had you received by then to do this CastViz program?
The 2019 training.
Okay. With the CastViz program, what's the first thing that you did?
Once the program is open, you can drag and drop the CDR records into the program.
CDR means call detail records.
Right.
Did you do just 48-hour records or did you do full records in April of 2023?
I only did the 48 hours.
All right.
When you put the records in, those are the call detail records and those relate to what?
To the phone that the records were coming back to.
The number you associated with Brian Koberger?
Correct.
Okay.
Why you saying
When,
that?
after you put those call detail records in, do you have to do anything with cell towers?
With the AT&T, no, because the cell tower locations are in the AT&T CDR.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you put that record in, the tower locations are already part of the call detail record that you put in?
Yes,
Is that something that you have electronic on your computer and then you open your CastViz program and just import it into the program?
yes, AT&T provides both PDF and text documents of the file, and I use the text document to put into CastViz to edit and adjust.
And when you do that, what gets exported?
Nothing. At that point, nothing is exported or created that I know of.
Can you export the session that you're working on?
You can export session log, yes.
Did you do that?
No,
Why?
How did you create screenshots?
by using the built-in Windows snip tool, and as well as the built-in Windows game console, or what we call the game bar, which is just accessed by hitting Windows G, that allows you to record your screen.
Are those the only two things you did, is screen clip and screen record?
Yes,
How many times did you use call detail records in CastViz program?
I didn't
probably a
use.
dozen times, I'm not entirely sure.
That was a terrible question. How many times did you use the CastViz program in relation to Brian Koberger's call detail records?
I don't know. No,
More than once?
I recall doing it for the grand jury because I wasn't the
Aren't you a
main lead in the
detective?
call detail records.
Man, this is a bull mess.
I don't understand what
I
that
don't
means.
either.
I wasn't the main person looking at those call detail records.
You weren't the main person with the call detail records, but you put them in the CastViz program anyway?
For the grand jury, I was requested.
Okay. What did you rely on in producing those? Producing whatever you produced for the grand jury?
Right on. What do you mean, what did I produce? As far as the AT&T records?
I want to know what you relied on to do that, to produce something for the
Come
grand
on,
jury.
detective.
I don't understand the question.
Okay.
What?
You weren't the main guy with the call detail
Listen.
records or with the CastViz program. Did I understand that much right?
There was another investigator that was doing it.
Okay. But you end up involved in it somehow in April of 2023, is that right?
That's why I was asked to examine the data to provide that for the grand jury.
Okay. Was that all of your instruction?
No.
What do you mean with that?
Well, you're asked by somebody else who's actually doing this part of the investigation in the case to produce something for the grand jury to use. And I'm curious about what you relied on,
Yeah.
to get to that point. I want to know all the records you relied on, all of the emails, all of the conversations you relied on to produce this thing that you're not the expert for.
So I wrote the affidavit for the AT&T records, received the AT&T records. Those records were also given to another investigator who was the main investigator doing the CDR records. Prosecution then asked me to provide or create
What?
the call detail records and examine the call detail records for the 4 hours in question. That
Oh man, they
Pursue
you
your
know what?
passion
I'm
for
gonna
working
tell
with
y'all
animals
something.
through
Y'all
pets.
might end up with a cold case. Cause this detective
Really
don't know
sure when
nothing.
you talked about writing the 2 warrants for AT&T. We're talking about 2 warrants that relate to Brian Koberger. There were a lot of other warrants. Is that right?
correct?
Okay.
Yes.
I just want to be really clear on that. You've taken the CAST training. Is that right?
Yes.
And you know there's a way to save your session. Is that correct?
Yes.
And there's also a way just to hit reset and delete your session. Do you know that part too? And back in April, when you were creating something for the grand jury, you hit reset. Is that right?
Right.
Or I just deleted the file out of it. I don't remember if I had reset or deleted. You can see them in the division with this one.
You don't remember which thing you did, but you decided to delete what you'd created.
Oh,
I don't know. I didn't delete anything. I didn't create the session log, so I don't know how to do it.
Lord have mercy, detective.
You delete the reference of the file in the software, but the file itself is not deleted.
Ooh, Lord, here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna skip a little bit, okay? Because I'm kind of still sleeping from.
I was thinking probably like 3 months or so.
Prosecutor, they like they ain't got their stuff together.
Can you explain why you didn't preserve those images from Wendy.com?
When it was discussed with other investigators, we would have only gotten, I believe it was one image per day. Time frame wasn't where we were interested in, so we didn't capture that once.
So there is no evidentiary value.
And then we didn't. Okay.
And have you since gone back and found some screenshots?
Yes,
It's what's available on the publicly available website,
you can go to wendy.com and grab the screenshots there.
and you've now done that.
I have,
Anything of evidentiary value?
Screenshots.
Have those been turned over anyway?
yes.
What are screenshots gonna do?
Or just have 1 second. Sure. I don't have any purpose.
Thank you. You read that?
Yes, just a bit.
She about
You
to-
were just speaking with the prosecutor about the images from Wendy.com. And I thought you didn't preserve anything or go back and look at anything during your investigation. Did I misunderstand that?
So yesterday when I was directed by the prosecutor.
Okay, so yesterday the prosecutor said, go look for these things.
Yes,
But before that, you and other investigators decided not to. Did I get that right?
with the information that we were given, we were told that there was a screenshot for the day, right, the parameters of. We did not grab those because they were not,
Why he stumbling?
didn't see that they would be relevant.
He ain't bring nothing to court
But you
with
didn't
him.
look back then. You waited until yesterday.
Yeah.
Is that right?
No, we looked back then, I couldn't tell you what time, most of the photos that were taken for the daily screenshot or the daily screenshots were daytime. They looked at days and a thing. So we didn't grab those at the time.
Okay, but you did look at the time and made a decision at the time. Do I understand that now?
Yes.
Okay. Back to the cast biz for a couple of questions for you. When you were doing the work back in April of 2023, did you see maps on the screen with the work that you were doing?
Yes.
And you also made a video of that. I want to show you a map and see if it's what I think it is.
He ain't bring nothing with him, y'all. Not even a little briefcase. I'm trying like y'all know that. Tell y'all this case ain't gonna be no easy. So.
You have defendants R in front of you. What is that?
Appears to be a screen capture of the cast is software.
Is that a screen capture from a map that you made?
Yes.
All right. You're going to move for admission of defendants R.
Actually,
No.
exhibit R is submitted, no objection.
And are you aware that when you can see mapping on your screen on this program that there's a log created? Okay. You would agree that if I were to take the call detail records that have the tower report in them, I would have to have the same cast version you were using to recreate what you did.
Right.
Would you agree with that?
I do.
I have to have, if I took the regular cell call detail records and put them into a different version of cast, are you saying that it would become different?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. Let me try to be more clear about the one I was asking, and then I like yours. We might talk about your question as
That
well.
girl's
My
smart.
question is, the prosecutor suggested that your work be recreated. And so it didn't matter that you hadn't saved your session. What I want to know is if I have the 48-hour call detail records that contain the tower list like you have, do I have to have the CastViz program that you used so I can see what you did?
Supposed to.
I don't know, because I don't know what the back end of the cast is software does. I'm just,
What?
so I don't know.
So you using something you don't know? Man, it's some bull mess.
And you were in this CastViz program, at least for a while, creating exhibits that would be relied on. Is that right?
Yes.
On more than one occasion. Is that right?
Yes.
But you didn't save your work.
Ain't that something?
You did not create a session log. That's even need.
Man, these detectives in this
Would you
case,
agree? I
right here.
can't. You did without your session log. Can't examine what you did without your session log.
Is there to create the visualizations for the exhibits? That's what I use CastViz.
But I can't see what you did. Is that right?
Stop buying into the get rich quick delusion. It's too big.
She busted his grades. Get him, girl.
Is that right?
No.
He said no.
No, it's not right, or no, I can't see what you did.
You cannot, but I could take those cell data, the call data records, put them into CastViz again. Those would be what they are because we're still using the same records from AT&T to create
Have you done that?
these records.
Yes.
No.
Oh, Lord.
Thanks, that's it.
Thank you. Anything on that, Ms. Jennings?
Come on, prosecutor. This y'all thing. Y'all the one supposed to have all the everything lined up. Cause y'all, he don't know nothing. Oh.
Michael, why did you pull the CDRs into CastViz?
Why did I do that in April? Because I was asked by you to do it for the treasurer.
Okay, is that the only reason you did it?
Yes.
Is that the only time you did it?
Yes.
Okay.
That I remember. I mean,
He,
Yeah.
he
Follow
said,
up on that question?
don't make me look like no fool up here.
Can this witness be excused?
Yes, please.
Any objection? Okay, great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
He said she tried to make him look crazy. That detective look crazy. He said, I didn't do it because of you.
All right, you are excused, but you can stay if you like.
Now who next?
Next witness.
Your Honor, the rest of the witnesses will be present and ready to go on the 30th. The very best of this was the only witness we needed to accommodate with today's hearing. So thank you for that.
Okay, thank you. So we're done for today?
We're done for today, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Jennings, agreed?
Y'all, let me tell you something. Y'all see how they doing this case right here? Y'all see how they doing this trial right here? Used to the prosecutor have to be the one that really, she really don't have to have no witness. Why she got a witness? Okay, this is what I got to find out today. Maybe that's because it's a RICO trial and the prosecutor got all the answers. But in this kind of trial, a murder trial, I still think the prosecutor's supposed to have all the witnesses. I don't understand. I gotta look something up, y'all. There's something I gotta look. Y'all like, share, and subscribe, okay? I'm out.